Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Black Forest coming to you with another market analysis currency breakdown. This morning, we are going to be looking at the USDCAD. But before we get started to break down this chart and this currency pair, we have to state that this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Okay. So with that being said, we know why you guys are here. You guys are here to find good, credible Forex content that can help improve your ability as traders and to help put a little bit of extra money in your pocket with this, especially with this global inflation squeezing every available dollar that we have out of it. With gas and food prices getting astronomical, not just here in the U.S. but all around the world. I mean, they're riding in South and Central America because of this. So. We just got to keep our heads on our shoulders. Okay. So why do the hard work? We'll do the hard work for you. All we ask that you do is like, subscribe, and share our videos. Subscribing will allow you to get notifications from when we drop these videos, and will allow you to get notifications when we drop these videos so you can stay up to date on our content. Liking and sharing allows the videos to get pushed out further into YouTube so we can continue to build our community of profitable traders, because our goal here at Black Forex is to build a community of profitable traders with good insight and free insight and good information that guys do not have to pay for, because we all live in this world together and we should be able to profit together as well. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into what is happening on the charts. Okay. And this currency pair. But before we dive into what's happening on the chart, you guys know who's been watching our videos for some time. We're going to discuss the fundamentals of it all. All right, so the CAD, let's start with that because the CAD is a little tricky, okay? So the CAD, right, has been having some poor economic news come out about its currency, okay? Yesterday, upon looking at the economic calendar, let me pull this up. We did have some Canadian dollar news come out, but that news was very negative. Okay. So, but what is causing the strength of the USD to rise is the prices of oil are starting to increase some, because we got some oil news that came out yesterday that said it was negative 4 million barrels of oil in the global circulation of it all. Right. The housing news came for CAD was very poor yesterday, and its foreign security purchases also dropped as well. So that's some very poor news about it. But what is uplifting the strength of the CAD is the negative 4 million barrels, because it was previously 7 million. They predicted it was going to be 2 million. So they did predict a drop, but the drop was a lot more aggressive than what it is, because as I've stated before, what they're doing to try to combat and curtail the oil prices is basically release oil from its reserves to increase the world circulation of oil. Now, what brought about the rise in oil prices and gas prices at the pump that everyone's experiencing is basically due to geopolitics between Russia, and because of Russia and Ukraine. NATO and the United States decided to suspend purchases of Russian oil and Russian gas, which artificially decreased the circulating oil of around the world, and it brought the prices up. So it's not due to any type of natural cause or economic cause. This is being brought about due to geopolitics, due to the Russian-Ukrainian war. Okay, and now this is just the current situation that we're in. Okay. So we do have some news coming out about the Canadian dollar around 8:30, just prior to the opening of the New York session, which going to really kind of dictate what is going to be the overall trajectory strength of the current of the Canadian dollar, regardless of the prices of oil, because this news is going to be reflective of how bad its inflation is. These are CPI numbers, and CPI always gives you, especially when you're dealing in inflationary times, those numbers will let you know how bad the inflation that your country is in. Okay, so we're going to see how we're going to look and see when the numbers come out, and it's going to give us a good litmus test to see how bad the inflation is suffering from Canada. If the Canadian inflation is very bad, we're going to see a weakening of the Canadian dollar, regardless of the high oil prices. Okay. Now, the US dollar, we have been seeing it coming into the mid trading week as one of our stronger currencies is just starting to lose some of its trajectory on its strength being gained, and it's not due to it becoming weak. It's more so due to just, you're not going to be running at your top speeds for long periods of time. You're going to slow down for a little bit, rest, and then you're going to pick up and start going. So that's kind of what looking like we got going on here is that the U.S. dollar is still gaining strength. It's still projected to be one of our stronger currencies going from this midpoint of our trading week going to latter part of our trading week. But we are just a little bit. The trajectory is just slowing down a little bit, but it's going to pick back up and pick back up very aggressively, very, 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 very soon. Okay. Now we do have some news coming up about the U.S. dollar around 10 o'clock Eastern time, which is just at the beginning, just right after the beginning of the opening of the New York trading session. So we're going to see how that news plays out going into. We're going to see how that news plays out going into these sessions for the midpoint of this trading week and the latter part of this trading week as well. Okay. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started breaking down what's happening on the chart now. All right. Now we were going down, going up. Then we have some retracement, and now it's starting to go down some. But you need that to happen because, like I said, charts are not unilateral. They just don't go up. They just don't go down. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down, they go up. That's just the way it goes. So we are anticipating that it was going to go down some. How far could it go? We could range out from this area here before we go up. We could drop down to this area here before it ranges and go up. So the drops at this point right now, heading towards the short position, is going to be very, very, very temporary. I mean, very, very, very temporary. One could place a short, but you're only going to probably squeeze about 10 to 15, 20 pips out of that. And that if you're satisfied with that, then go ahead. With me, I like to deal with bigger fish to fry. So I'm going to wait for this to kind of die out. And then once I start to see the range and aggressive push up and then some pullback, we're going to be heading back towards the long side. Okay. This area right here is the projected target area before we start to see a price drop down again, but we are going to see some ranging here. So this is going to be the couple scenarios. We can range from here, then go up. We can drop down a little bit, range from here, and then go up. Okay, or we can kind of just V formation, come up, come down a little bit, and then go up. So those are the three scenarios of which is going to happen. But more of the intermediate, we're going to be heading towards the long side. Very, very for a short. Very, 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 very for a short time, we are going to be having a short position with this, but eventually we will shoot up to the long side, to the up move to the long position very aggressively very soon. Okay. Hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.